Hi, welcome back to English 111 Online. Okay, so we have Core Project 3 out of the way, your annotated bibliography, and hopefully you'll be able to use some of those same sources that you found for your annotated bibliography actually in this essay. So for this week, view my instructional video, which you're doing right now. Review the Core Project 4 assignment sheet. I'm going to do that with you. View the Core Project 4 map. I'm going to do that with you in this recording. View the John Green video on persuasion. I'm not going to view that with you, but it's really helpful, and I suggest that that you take a look at that because I think it will be very helpful to you. View the instructional organizational outline document. I'm going to do that with you. And view the sample introduction paragraph and works cited page document, which I'm going to do with you, and view the pacing guide for Core Project 4. So I think some of you, as soon as you saw the document for Core Project 4, thought, I have to do it right now. And if you had listened to my videos and you had followed along with my instructions, you would have seen that we did not have to do it right now. We were just doing the research for it. That's why I made the document available for you, because I just wanted to make sure that you understood what you were researching for. Okay, so this week I have put the document up here again for Core Project 4 because we've been looking at that, and actually you have been looking for sources that you can use in this paper for your annotated bibliography. As I have said before, I'll say it again, you do not have to use those 4 resources that you found for your annotated bibliography, but if you would like to, you certainly can. And if you have found something that you would rather use instead of 1 or 2 of those, then you may do that. In fact, for this assignment, you're going to have 5+ pages, and you're going to have 5 or 6 primary or secondary sources. So if you've already got 4 that you can use, you only need to find another one. But let's see what we need to find so that you can know what you're looking for. So all these are live links to the Global Goals website. You have to use that one because that's what we started with. And then whatever you were able to find in addition to that would be great too. All right, I have put this John Green video on here. He and his brother do YouTube vlogs, and he's known for being able to solve a rather complex issue in just a few minutes because he talks 100 miles an hour. So what I have done in watching as the video goes along, I have these little stops along the way. Sometimes it will just prompt you to click on continue. Sometimes it might ask for you to write something in there, type something in there. But I like it because he gives a great background of the situation, the refugee crisis from Syria to Europe. And he gives a great background on it. And then he explains what the opposition says. And then he says why it's all our problem and why we all need to help with it. Now, some of it he just kind of brushes over. He doesn't give as much detailed evidence as you will need to give in your paper, but he does. You will see how he uses logos, pathos, and ethos. And I've put this little label on here so you can see rational appeal is logos, where the writer or speaker provides evidence for the logic of a claim. And usually what we talk about with this kind of evidence, facts, figures, statistics, things like that, appeal to people's rational appeal. Then there's the emotional appeal, pathos, where it appeals to the emotions. And he gives a story in there about a little 3-year-old boy that is killed trying to make an unsafe trip to flee Syria and get to Greece. And then the ethical appeal, does he seem, the writer seeks to be seen as competent, fair, and a trustworthy person, and therefore it is the right thing to do. I have added this Project 4 map that you can click on and see. So here's where we started here, exploring the 17 global goals. And then you were going to choose one of those, or you already have chosen one of those. And that is your first source. So we've already been through that. Then you were to research and find 3 additional good sources for the annotated bibliography, which you have done. You were supposed to make sure they were all good and reliable sources and take notes on the information as you go so you can use that information in your research paper. So here's where we are right now. Continue researching. You need 5 to 6 good sources for your research paper. After that, you want to answer this question. This is for your background paragraph. Answer, why is this a problem or issue worthy of solving, just like John Green does in his video. You'll have a whole paragraph of background information that will explain to your reader the significance of it. And then you're going to continue to research to find information on possible solutions, solutions based on those targets that you got from looking at your original goal that you chose. And then you'll also be, at some point, finding something that is in opposition to your solution or your goal, and then you're going to need to go over how to answer that person or that whoever it is that is saying that. And we'll talk about that later on, so you don't have to do that right now. And then, of course, writing your conclusion. You'll and I'll go over that with you in the future also. And you're going to submit your rough draft to Smart Thinking, and you're going to revise and submit your final essay. So, what is the timeline for all this, and when should you be in this? Where should you be in this process? So I put this pacing guide down here. By the end of this week, by Sunday at midnight, you should have your introduction and background paragraph completed and be researching evidence for your body paragraphs. So by this Sunday night, I'm going to ask that you submit on this Turnitin link your fully MLA formatted introduction paragraph. So go ahead and set up your document and go ahead and write your introduction paragraph. If you have your background paragraph, you can submit that also. But all I'm asking for is the introduction paragraph. I wanted to be able to check your the thesis statement to make sure that you're on the right track with the right thesis statement. By another week, you should have your body paragraphs finished and your opposition research in progress. And by November the 24th, you should have your opposition paragraph, your conclusion completed, and be ready to submit your rough draft to Smart Thinking. And then by December 1st, you should make all the revisions that you need to make and turn it in for your final essay. So you see, we have a lot of time yet to work on it. Don't let that be something that you're putting off, though, because as you put things off, then you get further and further behind. So that's why I'm going to have you prove to me that you're working on this and not putting it off. When December 1st comes, I don't want a bunch of requests for extensions, because we're near the end of the semester then. We're going to have to do a final exam after that, and I have a lot of grading to do. I can't be having late papers straddle in. So keep up, do it a little at a time, and it won't be such a chore. Do not put it off. I'm telling you, don't put it off. Okay, I have also included this week this core project for organizational and instructional guideline for you. So see, I have it set up in MLA format. I have my my goal up there at the top. Now that won't be my title. You can change your title to something else, but I just wanted to give you an example that my suggestions here are only pertaining to Goal 5. Of course, you need to make it pertaining to what you're working on. I put my introduction paragraph here, and I ended with my thesis statement. So to help eliminate these problems faced by girls worldwide, there are 3 sustainable solutions that must be implemented. I want you to use must, should, or ought to language in this statement, in this claim that you're making. And then I have listed the 3 things from the targets that I have found that I'm going to be talking about. And of course, I've used in-text citation. I'll go over a little more with in-text citation for you later on. But anyway, then you're going to have a background paragraph. And I just started it out a little bit. You've got to have evidence to complete this. This is not all I'm asking for. I'm asking for you to bring in evidence for this. Body paragraphs. I have put a topic sentence for each one, but ask you to bring in evidence to complete that. Opposition paragraph, bring in evidence. Refutation, bring in evidence. And then finally your conclusion, what you need to do for your conclusion. So that might be helpful to you to see as you're researching, as you're putting your paper together, what you need to have in each of those. So that's on there for you. I also put globalissues.org up here. Again, it's a link that you might find some evidence that you can bring in regarding your solutions. So that would be, I just threw it up there again. It's also in the document for the Core 4 project. One last thing I have here is a sample introduction and works cited example. So this is my MLA document. This is what I want you to submit to me. So go ahead and set your document up in MLA format. Go ahead and give it a title. I call this Gender Equality, Giving Girls an Equal Chance. And then there is my introduction paragraph, again, the same one that is in the document I just showed you. And then after that, of course, we would have the following, the rest of the what would be in the essay. I didn't do it for you. I didn't write the essay, but I gave you information about what needs to go in there. And then I have my works cited page, and you'll see, because remember, as you did your rhetorical analysis, MLA citation to avoid plagiarism is a 2-part system. You have to mention it in the text itself. And so here's one, Goal 5, achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. And then on my works cited page, here it is, Goal 5, achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. And notice on the works cited page, we have it in alphabetical order too. Now I'm going to go over that in the future with you, but for now, you should already have at least 4 of these. Maybe you have more, but they're set up the same way, hanging indent and everything, and they're going to match your in-text citations. But for this week, all I want to see is your introduction paragraph with your good thesis statement. If you have your background paragraph completed by Sunday night, great. You can include that in there too. You're just going to get 100 for doing this, and I'm going to make comments on it so you can get some feedback and see if you're on the right track or if you need to make some changes in that. But that's what we're doing this week. And all these resources are here for you. Again, the John Green video is optional. If you're going to skip something, if you want something to skip, that would be the thing to skip. Although it's really good background on a good persuasive paper. So that's what we're doing. If you have any questions, contact me. Please don't get behind. Keep that pacing guide in mind, and have a great week. And holler at me if you need anything, or if you need some suggestions or whatever. I'll do the best I can to help you. But you're going to have to do the research. I'm not doing the research for you. I've given you a lot of help setting it up and giving you samples, but you got to get out there and find your research. All right, well, you have a great week, and I'll see you next time.